please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. I'm going to apologise for not uploading anything yesterday. I was travelling back from a gig in London and was unable to, because of time constraints, to make anything. But I did stream. I'll be there tonight as well, and on Rumble later. Today we're going to start with more crap from TikTok, which may well get its own segment because I can't be bothered with these one-dimensional things that keep on finding their way onto my feed. Long gone are the days of funny, derpy animal videos, now replaced with one-trick ponies, who desperately want to stand out because they have nothing else to offer. I've got two, because, weirdly, I scrolled 4 times, got the same person 3 times, and one person differently once. Not in that order. The one person once was second. It baffled me to no end, but this is the type of content you have to live with. So I'll go to that one person first before the one that uploaded 3 separate videos doing the exact same thing. Here's the video for the first person.
I took 9 million screenshots of you blinking. That's so cap because I don't blink. See, look, this is me not blinking right here. I've not blinked in over 14 days, and you can even check my live if you don't believe me.
I went to go click on their live stream because they get lots of crap for blinking. Apparently not blinking is a thing. Okay. They had just ended their live, so I was never really able to get anything to ascertain the fuss or the level of pull they had. I did briefly look at the comments to the video, which I forgot to screenshot, with many people pointing out that for your statement to be true, you would not be sleeping, because that counts as a form of blink. Eyes shut to eyes open, right? Second, no one believes because no one does this stunt. It is incredibly unhealthy for your eyes. Don't try me. This is the state of creativity on TikTok, guys. Look at me. I look like I belong in a kids' TV show, and I don't blink. I'm not a psycho. The second person is latching onto another type of streamer who brags about living in a mansion, and if they get a certain donation amount, they'll prove it by walking up the stairs, but that person is actually definitively doing everything on a green screen. The person I'm about to show you clips of, or videos from the TikTok that are all exactly the same, are all filmed on green screen bragging about live streaming outside. Now this is not something new. It really isn't. There are NPC streamers who do it in the middle of Manhattan. You know who I'm talking about? The blonde hair guy? Yeah, him. There are others that do it all the time. I think it's kind of cringe. But that's just me because I'm English and we're very repressed. Okay? We lack a lot of confidence, which is something that really surfaces well at a power metal gig. When you see a band called Grail Knights dressed as superheroes playing with lightsabers, getting the audience to do exercises and muscle flexing. Not a lie, by the way, it was a great show, and I met the guys afterwards, they were lovely. Here are the videos for the TikToker talking about streaming outside.
He is outside, can't be a green screen, there'd be lines around him if it was a green screen. That's what I've been trying to say, I'm actually outside, freestyling with everybody's words. Don't believe me? Join the live right now, I'm actually outside. It's not a green screen, of course it's not a green screen. I'm actually outside, freestyling with everybody's comments. Don't believe me? I cross the street every single live. Join the live right now. I don't know why people think it's a green screen. That's what I've been trying to say this entire time. I'm actually outside, freestyling with everybody's comments. Don't believe me? Join the live. I'm actually outside.
Now I went and looked at his live stream. Now he actually is a reasonably talented freestyler. It's all a bit, trite, but that's what you expect from freestylers. They've got to show somewhere, something, be a little creative, but not show all of their hand, if they have the ability to. The only thing I really noticed, though, were the teeth, because they didn't really fit in his mouth. This obsession with making yourself look gangster, it's a weird one. The obsession with making your teeth look perfect as well is a bit strange, because they never fit in your mouth. Apparently perfection makes you look like a bulldog. English bulldogs are pretty good dogs, but I'm not going to call you a good boy. This is the kind of crap I see now on TikTok, either that or the sellers, and I want to show it off because I want people to see the level of creativity on that platform, to perhaps incentivize you not to bother using it. I scroll through it just before I fall asleep. I've now stopped and started using YouTube Shorts because I actually get dog videos and cat videos that are funny, along with people doing recaps and random pieces of crap that I can't stop downvoting enough. YouTube have a different problem, and I'm getting kind of sick of them. I really wish they'd stop. The Adam Rose builder thing as well. Can you get rid of that? I'm not subbed to any of this shit. Get rid of it. Now, honourable mention goes to this article concerning Pokemon. The reason why is because it talks about Pokemon Red and Green being dethroned as the best-selling Pokemon games. Now, I'm going to be slightly pedantic by pointing out that it's Red and Blue because Green wasn't available in Europe and North America. Green was one of the earliest games. It had different music in some respects, different designs for Pokemon. But sales-wise, it's not hard to beat, and there was much annoyance because Green was never available to us oiks elsewhere. Beating it in sales, not difficult. Scarlet and Violet have dethroned it, by the way, to become the biggest selling, which is quite surprising, as I find it to be the most boring of all the games so far. It's a shame that Green never came out over here, as it was originally, that is. Certain dialogue removed, for example, concerning Russians, the first guy having his coffee, showing how to catch Pokemon when actually he was drunk, things like that. We ended up with Leaf Green on the Game Boy Advance, which basically only exists for those who need easy mode for the first 2 gyms. If you're the person who always picked Bulbasaur first, you know I'm right. You should go Charmander and suck it up, Buttercup. I will admit, part of me would love to get his hands on the original Green version, because I think it came out in like 1996. I was 10 years old at this point. It was a very different time for games, and some of that music in Green had to be changed like Lavender Town because of how brutal it was on the senses, the high-pitched frequency of it, that is. Using Red and Green in the article, though, is a little disingenuous, because, as I've stated, it doesn't really feature much, because it's not known worldwide, Green that is. It's Red and Blue. They are, by most standards, known as the OG pair. So I guess I'm only criticising the article because Green isn't blue. Go with primary colours, not secondary, thank you. The primary colours were, to most people, the original. So red, yellow, blue. But red, blue first, then yellow. You're welcome. Moving on. On the 20th of November 2024, the BBC published an article titled Logan Paul Accused of Misleading Fans Over Crypto Investments. In the article, the BBC claimed to have seen new evidence suggesting he promoted investments without revealing he had a financial interest in them, with him also facing multi-million-dollar lawsuits over a failed crypto project called CryptoZoo. In 2021, an anonymous crypto wallet with close connections to his public wallet had traded in the coin. The anonymous wallet went on to make $120,000 profit. Chup change for him. For several months, the BBC tried to get Logan Paul to talk to them. He refused. He invited them, to his gym in Puerto Rico. When the crew arrived, Logan Paul took this so seriously that he turned up. Well, a version of him turned up. A clone, more commonly known as a lookalike, shortly followed by a crowd shouting ABUSE about the BBC. Minutes after abandoning the interview, the BBC received a lawyer's letter on behalf of Logan Paul, warning them of the possible consequences if they went on to publish their findings. In 2021, Logan Paul promoted a series of extremely high-risk crypto tokens called meme coins, usually inspired by internet jokes basically. Logan Paul extolled the virtues of an Elon Musk-themed coin known as Elongate. Following the name check, the price of Elongate rose by over 6,000% to an all-time high. It then remained at that price for a few hours before it then crashed. A lot of meme coins do that, by the way. It is believed it was named, created, and done because of what happened with Dogecoin. Everyone remember the stonks? Yes, it was great. It was a good time. Elon Musk had promoted Dogecoin. It went up quite a bit. This latched onto that, basically. The BBC believe that it is likely the mention of Elongate in his tweet affected the price. His influence to buy the token at a lower price, inflate it, and then sell it is what they are accusing him of. Now, of course, I fully support the idea of defunding the BBC. Logan Paul, though, has been getting a lot of crap of late. Whether it be the other business dealings or because this crypto stuff just isn't going anywhere, is it now? No offense to you, Logan Paul, but you've never managed to successfully address any of the problems and criticisms. And when you claim to have done something, you did in fact do nothing. The article finishes by pointing out the anonymous crypto wallet analysed by the BBC appears to have close connections to Logan Paul. Anyone can see the transactions made by a wallet, but the owner can choose to remain anonymous. The wallet first received funds in February 2021 from a public wallet owned by Logan Paul. It then started buying and trading crypto. So I guess the argument also falls in line with the idea of insider trading, which is something he's been accused of as well when it came to CryptoZoo. using it to inflate and then sell out at the right time. To me, that reeks of a scam and fraud. But I don't do crypto. I think it's a load of bollocks personally. I like cash. I'll keep it that way. Thank you. To our second honourable mention, there are many car brands on this planet that are legendary. What makes those legendary companies stand out is not just the design of the car, but the logo. It's why many people like to steal badges off cars, or icons on the bonnet. Hood ornaments, they're more commonly known as. One of the most well-known is the Jaguar, or, to call it its correct name, a Jag. Well, okay, some of the more modern ones do not qualify and are called Jaguar. The rest are called a Jag. They've recently updated their logo design to modernise, using Lego-esque bold colours in a video advert on their Twitter. The video is playing with no audio because I don't want to get into trouble, although I probably will anyway because they're sensitive to this. This is so bad, I thought it was a Lego advert. People underneath have said things like, "Do you sell cars? Oh, that looks like a familiar name. Okay. Are you guys the car company or something else? This is awful. It doesn't speak to anyone. It's lost the purpose of the brand. Listen to what people are telling you and go back to the drawing board." Reply, "We're striking through the convention." They believe this is the first brushstroke of a complete overhaul of the brand Jaguar. I think it's a joke. It has to be a joke. It's such a shitty design. Okay, there's no version of this where that is okay for business. It looks like crap. Get over yourselves. This hipster fashion nonsense can go the way of the dinosaur as well. Stick to what you're meant to do, and that's make sodding cars. Or, do better, make cars that people are happy and proud to drive in, that we can call a Jag. Thank you. To the final subject, I want to talk about Blue Sky. Blue Sky is the competitor, I guess, to that of Twitter. The way it works is very similar to how Twitter originally worked when it began, right? Very simple premise. The one thing that separates it from that of Twitter, or X, is the fact that on Blue Sky it is very much, and you can say otherwise but you're very wrong, very much a blue voting, so not conservative, Democrat platform. It has its own echo chamber. You are likely to get ratioed if you are more of a conservative person. Now I did make one, because Omegon, right? But I've never actually posted on it. I don't follow anyone. I don't think I've got any followers either. I had to go with the real Omegon because Omegon was taken, because I was late to this one. Recently, the chief executive of Blue Sky, which has exploded in popularity recently, was unable to give certain information that they should know about their platform. While speaking to BBC Radio 5 Live's breakfast programme, Jay Graber wrongfully said you need to be 18 to use the platform. The actual limit is 13, which is kind of universal at this point. 13 seems to be the entry level for that of Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. I would say FaceCuck, but does anyone use that anymore? The thing with the current popularity of Blue Sky that intrigues me is it's mostly a protest thing, where the result was not the one they wanted with the US presidential election, where Donald Trump got the popular vote and the Electoral College in a landslide. Because Twitter is very much against censorship, which has been what led to mostly blue voting commentators on X, originally Twitter, rising to prominence in the interim of Trump's win in 2016 and in 2020 his defeat, so up till more recent when Elon took it over, that plateau of having control of what can and cannot be said, which was then outed in many committee hearings, has led to them going to another platform. Now, if you remember years ago, Gab, Parler, Minds, BitChute, these platforms rose because the people were being yeeted off of the main versions. YouTube, then you have BitChute. Twitter, Gab and Parler. Minds was like a blog one, kind of like Tumblr but not as bad. The problem is, in the past, when this happened, people then sought to take the money away from those platforms, those alternative platforms, because they were more right-leaning, which is on the face of it terrible. When Twitter was bought out by Elon for far too much money to make sure that he had it, which it was nowhere near the value of what he paid for it. Those same people who got that money then went on to make their own alternative. Didn't Jack Dorsey help create Blue Sky? The funny thing with that is, he agrees that what happened on Twitter was bad when it came to curtailing freedom of speech. Some of the biggest names on Blue Sky right now would include the likes of George Takei, who has one of the biggest hate boners on the planet for Trump. Other big accounts would include impersonation accounts that have to be tagged as such, much like parody on Twitter, because they are impersonations of the likes of Mark Hamill, for example. But if your chief executive doesn't even know their own sodding rules, what's to stop your platform going downhill quickly when they are as ill-informed as your current head is? Now, for the sake of this, I'm going to state, if you use Blue Sky, I have no issue with it. I really don't. Do whatever you like, right? I fully support having multiple platforms everywhere. I really do. Because I think you should be wherever you want to be, to have the conversations you want to have, to speak your mind. I just love that Blue Sky only existed as a bit of a project from Jack Dorsey, who himself left because of, well, censorship. But do continue down that path, where eventually the only things you'll be able to say to each other will include maybe saying hello, before you get cancelled for saying the wrong version of it. For being too informal, maybe you say hi. 2 letters, please. Can't be wasting that.